My name is Megan. I am half of the Developing Readers Academy team. You might also know me as a Miss Buddy. But today we are talking about what to do instead of saying, look at the picture. It might be ingrained in you. You may have learned to read with that saying in your mind. Someone telling you, maybe a teacher, maybe a parent, someone telling you, oh, you don't know that word? Oh, just look at the picture. What do you see in the picture? What does the picture show you? And why we want to break this habit, why we do not want to say this to our kids, is because it's building habits in our kids that are very hard to deal with later on, because these are things that will not work forever. This is a phrase, a saying that will not serve your child for very long. Imagine a kindergarten first grader. Yes, this phrase might work because it is very picture supported text. The picture and the text match up very closely, right? In most texts for kindergarten and first graders. But what happens is kids get to second grade for the rest of their life, and the picture support decreases. Imagine trying to be in high school, reading a high school level text, and you have trained yourself to look for a picture. For many kids, this sets them up for a lot of struggle later on. You might feel like they're really successful early in kindergarten, first grade because they're using the strategy. And then they hit second, third, fourth grade, and you're like, well, why can't they read anymore? They used to be able to read. They used to be doing just fine. It's because they weren't using effective strategies that can last their whole life. Okay. So instead, let's say you're reading with your child, they're sitting next to you in bed, you're cuddled up, you're reading a wonderful book. They're reading it to you. They're doing their best. They get to a word and they're like, Mom, I don't know what that word is. What's that word? You feel yourself almost saying it. Look at the picture. No, shove it back in. Nope, don't say it. Instead, these are the three things you're going to do. There's 3 steps here. And it takes a little bit of practice. After you do this with your kids 2 or 3 times, it's going to be like a knee-jerk reaction. It's going to be muscle memory that you do this. The first thing you do is you're going to say, this is the word blank. And you're going to tell them the word, okay? If they get to a word and you know they don't know that word, okay? You're like, there's a part of it. I don't know if they can read this independently. I'm not sure they've been taught all these skills. You're going to tell them, this is the word chimpanzee. I almost wish I had picked a different word there for that, but we're going to go with it. Then you're going to ask them, okay? So you gave them part of it. Now we need to give them some of the responsibility. They need to do some of the heavy lifting here, and that's how they're creating the pathways in their brains. You're going to say, what are the sounds we hear in the word chimpanzee? And then a word like chimpanzee where it's longer, I'd actually have them do syllables first. What syllables do we hear? Let's pound it out. Chim, pan, z. 3 syllables. Let's go through each syllable and tell me what sounds you hear. Chim, ch, eh, good. Let's look at the word. And this is where our third one comes in. Let's look and see how those sounds are spelled. And this is where you and your child are going to go into the word and you go chim, ch, im, oh, ch. Oh, and let me see if I can do this. Ch, eh, oh, that makes sense. Pan, that makes sense. Z, z, e, z. Oh my gosh. And now you've just guided them through what a good reader, what a strong reader does to figure out a new word. We find those syllables, we look through each sound, we connect the sounds to the syllables. Now, this is something that takes a lot of practice for them to be doing independently, but what you're doing is you're planting the seeds. You're planting the seeds every time you do this for them to be able to do this independently. It's pretty exciting, right? So know that every time you do this, it might not lead, oh, now they're going to know the word chimpanzee forever. It might take them more repetitions, especially if they haven't learned all those skills. If they haven't learned the double E yet, if they haven't learned the CH yet, whatever it is, they might not have this mastered right now, but you are planting the seeds so that when they are ready to master this word and be independent with this word, it's going to come so much easier. So the 3 steps, just to recap. If they get to a word and you're like, I don't think they're going to know this word, it has sounds they're not sure of, and they ask you what it is, say, this is the word blank. Tell them the word. What are the sounds we hear in that word? go through it with them. If they struggle with that, help them with it and know that that's something you're going to work on, is listening for sounds and words. Okay, let's see how these sounds are spelled. So now you're thinking sounds first, then spelling, and you are setting them up for so much success. If any of this is like, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I remember these steps, I want you to check out our Miss Buddy Reads program. You can jump in for a $7 trial, try it out, where we can guide this journey for you. You don't need to know any of the phonics skills. You don't need to know any of the syllable types. You don't need to know any of that, because your job should really be your child's cheerleader. That should be your role. You should be there encouraging them, getting excited with them, telling them how wonderful they're doing. And you can let an expert, me and Laura are obsessed with getting kids reading. You can let us do the phonics part and the teaching part, because that's what we love doing. And you can be there to be your child's cheerleader. So try it out, $7. There's going to be more information in the description, but otherwise, here you go. These are your 3 steps you do instead of saying, look at the picture. Have a great day.